Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again, and today I'm gonna showcase the most popular deck of the expansion so far of the game right now, Legends of Runeterra, and that is Feel the Rush. Now this deck is everywhere, low ranks, high ranks. It's been played in scrims as people are practicing for the seasonal, and for very good reason, because Feel the Rush is actually very well positioned in the meta. However, this version of Feel the Rush is a little bit more greedy, right? You're not longer playing the Rabines because instead you're playing triple Wild Mysticism to go along with the triple Catalyst of Eons, to go along with the triple Faces of the Old One, and in this version, I'm even playing one Voices of the Old One. So in total, 10 of our cards, so 25% of our deck is ramp cards. Because the idea is that with this new version of Feel the Rush, all you want to do is just ramp as soon as you can, and then just drop down your Feel the Rush, your She Who Wonders, your Very Nice, your Hit the Stairs, and just win the game from there. So you want to just ramp. You still get access to play some of the Shadow Owl cards that let you control the opponent's board, like Vengeance, Quietus, and Battle Feast, and you still get to play like Flash Freeze and Harsh Wind to slow down the opponent. But we no longer play stuff like Withering Well, we no longer play stuff like Rabine that allows us to kind of deal with a heavy board. The only thing that we have is Avalanche to potentially be able to survive against like a Jinx type of deck. That way you're able to play Avalanche on like a turn 3 if the opponent goes really wide against you. But for the most part, you don't really care about controlling the opponent's board. You just want to play all your ramp as soon as you can and just go from there. Especially the Wild Mysticism is really nice because it gets you a unit that you can use as a blocker to kind of chump block and allow you to stall out really well. Again, it's a good reason that this deck is so popular. It does really well in the stats, even with how many games it has played. If you're someone that's looking to play in the seasonal tournament that's happening next weekend, then I recommend really taking a hard look at Feel the Rush. Either you play the game, either you play the deck, or you have to think about the fact that you might have to run against this deck a lot. So hopefully this video today can help you learn how to pilot this deck if you haven't tried it before yet, or if you're like looking for more advice on how to pilot it better. And at the same time, maybe helps you learn how to beat the deck, right? How to apply pressure to it. So yeah, simple as that. If you're not familiar with this archetype though, again, the idea is that you're just ramping with Catalyst, Mysticism, Voices, and the Faces. In the meantime, you're controlling the opponent's board, and eventually you get mana 10, mana 9, mana 10 before them to play your She Who Wonders or Feel the Rush, and then beat the opponent through with the Overwhelm from your Tryndamere or your Trundle, and potentially have Atrocity to finish up as well. Pretty straightforward, one of the oldest decks in Legends of Runeterra, so don't think I need to cover too much about it. But the games are coming up soon. If you do like the games, make sure to remember to subscribe to us. We post LR videos every single day. You can also like the video below and leave us a comment on what you think about this deck as well. Anything that helps us out with that YouTube algorithm, appreciate it a lot. But enjoy the games coming up soon, and I'll see you at the end of the video for some mulligan tips. In this match, we're going against Jinx Ekko. We have enough freezes that I'm not afraid of the Ekko. Oh, the Voices of the Old One is so tempting, but I think in this matchup, we definitely don't want to do that. I'm down to look for more ramp. Faces is great, Catalyst is great. This is exactly what I'm looking for, right? That way I can just like fully ramp up and kind of go from there. So we play Faces on turn 2. That gives me 5 mana on turn 3. Sorry. I'm doing my math wrong. We play Faces on turn 2. Yeah, that gives us 5 mana on turn 3. Yeah, there we go. Which means that we can play the Catalyst, because we pass on turn 1, Faces on turn 2, Catalyst on turn 3. I don't know why, for some reason, I forgot about that math. It's literally the most telegraphed play that we can do. Very nice into Hit the Stairs is pretty good, because it won't count for... Even if the opponent levels up Ekko, for example, this will not count towards the Ekko kill because it gets obliterated as a landmark. Now, it gets punished by Battle Negation, so we have to hope that the opponent didn't keep a Battle Negation or that they didn't want it at all. Vengeance is great at stopping their Jinx, so that's pretty cool. We have taken enough damage that the Catalyst seems like a good deal here. I guess here's the thought. If the opponent doesn't open attack, is it ever better to just go Battle Feast instead? Is it ever a better play to go Battle Feast if the opponent doesn't open? I think it is now, because we can go Battle Feast and have enough mana next time for the Voices of the Old One. And that's more ramp than with the Catalyst. I think it's definitely better, because that way we also don't take this much damage here. Because we can block the Bakai. So we can trade with the Bakai using the Foul Feast, the Spiderling. And because we top pick this, we have exactly 8 mana next turn, so to the voices of the O1, and we're chilling. Oh, the annoying part here is that the opponent just got the draw border too. Oh man. This sucks now. We could also hit the stairs on the opponent's next attack, right? We don't have to wait for Very Nice. I don't know if it's correct to block with the physics of the all. I think I have to be willing to just stay, because I don't want to lose this to a Mystic. Yeah, fine. You don't trade, Big Wolf. I really don't want to lose this to a Mystic. The problem is the opponent can play Ekko now, and then we get hit by this huge attack next turn. I guess we can Vengeance it. I'd definitely go here, because this is going to make it so that we have 8 mana next turn. Allow me to play the 8 stairs if the opponent doesn't open. We could play the Vengeance here on the Ekko. Force the opponent to have the Rattle Negation now.
Never had luck, never needed it.
Easy to see.
Right? So we can force them to have the Rattle Negation. If the opponent doesn't open, then they're like trolling. Because then we can just go 8 stairs. We could also freeze that place around the Rattle Negation. You have to open. Oh, they might be thinking voices. Okay. I was gonna say, if they were thinking to do voices of the old one, that would have been so crazy. I like the Vengeance. I know it loses to the Rattle Negation, but if we bait out the Rattle Negation right now, it makes our Very Nice be clean for next time. And if the opponent goes for the Rattle Negation here, yeah, we take 5 more damage. But the opponent doesn't have enough mana for the Chrono Break. Problem is that we're taking a lot of damage. Like this is another 5, so we go down to 9. If the opponent does 5 here with a Rattle Negation, then we go down to 4. No, we're just gonna go ahead and kill this. They get to push more damage too with this. I guess they get to push an additional 3 damage. Okay, I guess to push an additional 3 damage as well. So I think the correct play is actually to just go 8 stairs. So I think the correct play is to actually go 8 stairs here, clear the whole board, attack for 8, have access to the freezes. I don't like the Very Nice here, because the opponent could have another unit after I play my Very Nice, and I won't have a blocker for said unit. Now, there's a consideration that because we have the freeze, we could have done that, but then we don't have... I think this is still better, because it's also pushing some damage and allows us to put pressure on them. Jinx is slightly annoying, because Jinx will be 4 damage here. Oh, that's fine with me then. So, it's not a Jinx. We attack here. We still have access to the heal and the freezes next turn. Opponent has to block. It does mean that my 8 stairs loses to a Mystic Shot though, which is kind of annoying. And we haven't gotten our Fear of the Rush or our She Who Wonders. Opponent took no damage here. We have the freezes to stop the Ekko. Ooh. Headside Crystal also kills the 8 stairs now. And our opponent gets to predict something else. It's also an additional 2 damage that we didn't account for. And I still don't have access to anything.
Like buildings or people.
What if we just Atrocity that Jinx? Opponent cannot attack without losing to the... I think I might just Atrocity that Jinx, to be honest. And hope that the opponent doesn't have a way to get the rocket. So, we freeze her. Opponent goes for the crystal, obviously. We atrocity her. And we're back to a situation where we have to hope that we draw it out. No way. I just have to heal now then, right? While I have the chance. Yeah, I'm just gonna heal right now. I have the mana. I have the mana to heal right now. I guess they had the Chrono Break, but Chrono Break doesn't matter to me because you're gonna lose the Jinx to the second freeze. No way, you can't attack. Like, you know you cannot attack. That Jinx is a problem though. No, I need like my cards that actually, like, I already ramped all the way and I don't have anything. Right? We didn't draw anything when we did the Voices of the Old One either. Okay, opponent just gave us a free Jinx. I'll take that. They didn't play around the double freeze. They didn't play around the double freeze and they got punished. So they lose a lot of value. Now, if they have another Jinx on top of this, then this is very annoying. We chalk deck the Vengeance though, so that's not bad. What a hand. With any other hand, this game would have already been over, by the way. Jinx means that the opponent gets to deal 4 here. Why does he get both Jinx? Why does he get both Jinx and I don't get anything? Right? Like, come on, man. Why did you get both Jinx but I don't get anything? I'm so sad. They have drawn more than me, so no, look, we drawn almost the same. No, they have drawn more than me. It's the Chrono Breaks. The Chrono Breaks add an additional 2 cards. It's gonna have to be Tryndamere. It's gonna have to be Tryndamere because I don't want to lose to a Headset Crystal. Sorry, it's gonna be Harsh Winds into Tryndamere, right? So it's gonna be Harsh Winds into Tryndamere. I don't want to lose to a second Headset Crystal or a Mystic Shot. Unfortunately for us, we have exactly the right mana to do this. What is there to think about? Just attack. Yeah, being at 3 is safe against everything except for Jinx. But the opponent already lost 2 Jinx. They could have predicted to the 3rd one here with the Scrying Sands. I'm hoping that they didn't. If I go down to 1, I'm losing to Mystic. I'm losing to Mystic and I'm losing to Headset Crystal. So I cannot go down to 1. I have to freeze this and play the Tryndamere out. Again, if they have access to... If they actually have access to the freaking third Jinx, then I just cry. It's not enough for Atrocity to win either.
Come on, cat. We got a cozy home for you.
I just very nice, right? I just very nice because I don't want that Ekko to get a hit through. I just very nice and set up for the Atrocity on my next turn. Because I'm going to be able to attack with Tryndamere and then Atrocity afterwards. So this is a safe very nice.
Better dead than topside.
Sure. I might actually Avalanche. I think I Atrocity now, actually. I think I Atrocity now because the Tryndamere stays alive. And that way I don't have to play around a Rattle Negation. That way I don't have to play around a Rattle Negation. The Ekko, because if we attack first, the opponent has a chance to like get Rattle Negation by doing the Ekko spell. Time Trick, sorry. By doing it this way, opponent has no chance to actually draw that Ekko. Now, there is one out that the opponent has. And it's going to be a Predict into double Headset Crystal. If the opponent gets exactly the Predict, they don't get it, we open attack, we win the game. Yeah, they have 2 Headset Crystals in their deck because the cat got summoned again. So if they have, for example, a Scrying Sand into the double Headset Crystal, then it is what it is. But I think it was correct to Atrocity and not have to play around Battle Negation. So GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Aggro, which looks to be just Spider Aggro. Aggro decks can actually do very well versus us against Feel the Rush these days. So it's not a sure thing that we can actually get there. I think I have to see if I can... Like, I like the Wild Mysticism, but I have to see if I can get Avalanche, right? So I think Avalanche or Battlefield is necessary. The Quietus is really good. It can save me some damage here. Quietus is probably better off against Elise though, right? So we probably don't want to use the Quietus on turn 1. Especially if it's a 1 health unit. This is so good against Elise. I don't think it's correct to play Quietus now, but I mean... Okay, no, I have to Quietus that, never mind. I have to Quietus that. The pigeon is going to get much bigger than what we can deal with. So, if the opponent has Elise on turn 2, that's a shame. But I think the Crimson Pigeon is also just as important to get rid of as the Elise is. Atrocity is a little bit awkward in this matchup, right? Because we're not going to be anywhere close to that. Yeah, they end up having the Elise as well. Kind of sucks. We're going to take 3 damage here. We can play the Mysticism. They still... Yeah, they got access to the pigeon. I'm going to still go like this because we can always block it. And then Battle Feast the next turn. Right? So we can block it and Battle Feast the next turn. Or if the opponent goes like this, it's even better because now we can Battle Feast both the caster and the pigeon. We're taking... Opponent needs to put Elise first. Yeah, opponent needs to put... Opponent puts Elise first. That gives you the most damage. There you go. They found the line. That's... There is an interesting version of like Spider Aggro, by the way. I still think I'm okay here. What we're gonna have to do is that we're gonna have to go double Battle Feast. 1 Battle Feast on the pigeon. 1 Battle Feast on the Battlecaster. And not have access to the Mysticism. I guess opponent could have access to Fervor, but they don't have it. Gwen? Yeah, so we go second Battle Feast here. That gives me a blocker for both Spiderlings. Or actually, I guess I can block the Gwen instead. No access to a big blocker, though. Makes a Gwen... Oh, that's a good draw. That's a good draw. I wonder... I might still just go Mysticism first. But I'm not ramping to anything right now, so maybe it's not correct. Maybe it is just the Vengeance. Especially if the opponent develops here, I think I just rip the Vengeance into the Gwen to prevent that 2 damage burn.
Reporting in.
At the same time, though, if we Vengeance the Gwen, it's just getting the Halo pushing damage. I guess it's 1 less damage than the opponent going for the Gwen like that, but... Why do they have another one? Yeah, let's Battle Feast here again. That gets rid of a Spiderling at least. Gives me blocker for the rest of their board. Triple Pigeon. A triple Pigeon hand for the opponent. They could have Fervor. Peace. That's also so good for them. We still have blockers for everything. We're going to take 5 plus another 2. Right? So we're going to take 7 here. We're gonna take 7. Just press pass, man. I don't understand. Just press pass. Unless they got bugged out. Maybe they got bugged out? The Battle Feast gets cancelled. I don't get a Spiderling, so I don't have to worry about blocking. Okay, they didn't get bugged out. I don't know what they were doing. So we block, block, block. We still take 4, 5. Actually, we take... Yeah, we take 7. We take 7. We did say that we were going to take 7. We take... That's the worst thing you can do. Why not put it on the Elise? I'm so confused. Why not put the damage in the Elise so that you can keep your rearguard alive? Why give me that free rearguard value? Or you can even put it on the Gwen.
What a joy.
Okay, so if the stairs saves the game for us. If the stairs saves the game for us. Because he actually now clears the whole board, including the Gwen, right? So we take the 7. We pray for the 8 that stairs value. We have to pray for the It That Stares. Very nice, doesn't do it. It's It That Stares or bust. And we're the best gamers in the whole world. We have Vengeance and Harsh Winds for next turn. Opponent loses the whole board because they ended up putting damage on the Gwen instead of the Elise, like I was talking about. Otherwise, it would have had another guarantee to damage here from Gwen. Now, opponent used a reverse. Opponent kind of playing like a more board-centric deck because they're playing the Battle Caster and they're also playing the other stuff. So maybe they actually won't have value. This is dealing 2 damage to us, which is a little bit annoying. Unless the opponent decides to develop, in which case we can Vengeance. So no matter what, it's a guarantee 2, right? No matter what, it's going to be a guarantee 2 damage. Because we can just Harsh Winds their unit. I'm going to wait to see if the opponent has anything else. Because no matter what, it's going to be a guarantee 2 damage. We can block the Gwen and Harsh Winds here. Keeping the Vengeance is also nice because we can beat a Fervor, for example. The question is, do we Atrocity? Opponent's gonna Fervor right now. So opponent's gonna Fervor right now. Okay, so this puts us at 3. What this means is that we lose to a second Fervor. And we lose to a Decimate as well. If we develop Field of Rush, we always lose to a Decimate. Okay, so now we just have to open then, right? We just open because we got the way to beat the Decimate. But it means that we cannot do the Field of Rush, because if we do the Field of Rush, then obviously we can't beat the Decimate. I think we do this now. We still have access to Vengeance to stop like a Gwen, for example. This means that we can safely Field the Rush.
No one's the wiser.
Is that true? Yeah, I think we can safely Field the Rush. This is only dealing 1, right? So this is only dealing 1 and the opponent loses the blocker. If the opponent has a Gwen to follow up with, that's still only 3. Even if they have a Decimate, that's only 5 damage. Cool. And that's game. Wow, okay.
In position.
The miracle It That Stares, right? The miracle It That Stares completely saved us. We open attack, we have Atrocity, we have a Vengeance to stop like a Fervor. Not like the Fervor kills us anyways, but whew, what a crazy game. Let's get the Trundle level up. Let's get myself some mastery points. Let's get the Trundle level up to get myself some mastery points, and then we attack with everything. Means that we can actually pull this away with the pillar and go from there. GG's. Oh, the It That Stares! It That Stares! In this match, we're going against Katarina Leona. They do get to go really aggro on us, so we have to be a little bit careful. I like the Quietus. I actually don't mind the Quietus keep. I'm gonna see if I can get other ramp or like big units and stuff like that, or like Field the Rush. I like the Quietus because we can actually stop their Crimson Disciple, right? Which is really nice. The Avalanche is really nice. Not the Crimson Disciple, the Crimson Pigeon. I don't know why I said Disciple. The Crimson Pigeon. The Avalanche is also nice, right? It lets us beat the Katarina. Let's just ramp here. Even if we don't play the Wild Mysticism next turn, I think this is still a fine card to play. If the opponent plays Katarina, they lose to the Avalanche. I mean, we will lose some ramp as well, because obviously, you know, they can do their thing. I'm gonna go like this. I mean, and if you have Katarina, be my guess. Like, if they do have the Katarina here, I think I'm okay with that. Yeah, they choose the draw, so that means that they have Raboon in their hand. So that's telling me that they have Raboon in their hand. Now, the Aggro part is now that our Avalanche is a lot worse. Right, so our Avalanche is going to be a lot worse now because it kills our own units as well. I think we're gonna continue ramping because this also gives us a lot of blockers. And the opponent get the Katarina, so they are able to kill our faces to the O1 here, and they open attack and get there. However, the open attack is not that good because we have blockers for the Solaris Soldier and the rear guard. It sucks that the Katarina gets to stay alive. Ah, we can freeze her now. Okay, cool. So we can now freeze Katarina, stop the level up. Opponent needs to have a second Legionary charge. We play Trundle. We level up Trundle. Get to pull Katarina away. Opponent's gonna have to have... I still think it's Trundle, because we can always kill Katarina with Avalanche. I was considering if Quietus was actually correct. If the opponent has Leona, we can still just Avalanche to kill their Katarina. So I think I'm okay with that. We're gonna go here. If the opponent has no Leona, I guess even if the opponent has Leona, we can just go Tryndamere and still kill the Raboon. I get punished. Oh wow, wow. Can I let the Katarina level up? I think I let the Katarina level up. I think I just go for the damage here.
Not my reputation.
I think I don't care about the Katarina leveling up.
This is gonna be fun.
I think we just set ourselves up for Atrocity to finish the game. Opponent doesn't realize that... I mean, opponent didn't play around it, which is completely fair. Like, the Katarina can only get summoned one more time, right? And then we have Very Nice to stop anything from happening. Let's just do it right now. Let's just do it right now. And now what? You don't have mana for Leona. You can play another Katarina and it does nothing for us. We have a lethal open attack next turn. You have no units that can block this. You already used your Daybreak effect, so because you don't have Raboon on the field anymore, you cannot get like a Sunhawk, for example. And that's game. Yeah, developing against us is pretty tough. Although I will say that that Flash Freeze was clutch, right? However, even if Katarina leveled up in that turn that we did the Splash Freeze, we still killed the other two units and I still have a Trundle as a blocker, so I'm not too scared anyways of a leveled up Katarina, so GG's. In this match, we're going against Lulu Jinx, and this is a tough matchup. We have the Battle Feast though. Ooh. I have to keep the Field of Rush, right? Because of the physics of the old one? I think I'm supposed to. I don't want to risk not getting an A-cost car. Wow. Oh, nothing on turn 1. That's awesome for me too. It has to be faces to the old one. It has to be faces to the old one. Just ramp up slightly here. If the opponent goes like Get Excited into Chompers, we can just play the Quietus. I'm also willing to Quietus. I think I have to be willing to Quietus this Squeaker right now. Because that's gonna get really big and we don't have a way to really kill it. Okay, but I'm scared. I'm too scared of the Lulu. I'm too scared of the Lulu to leave that Chomper staying there. Way too scared of the Lulu for that to happen. He slows down our ramp, but I think that's okay. So that if the opponent has Lulu, they have to have another Chompers and also have a way to discard that second Chompers, right? So I think that was solid. We can go here, here. Sucks that we don't get the lifesteal value, but it's stopping some damage. Oh, we didn't need to. Yeah, no, we did need to do a buff because this is buffing it up by +2. Yeah, so we need to do a buff so that we can, so that that doesn't get buffed by +2. We can block with the first Spiderling, just to kind of start prepping that to die to like a potential avalanche later on. We can go Wild Mysticism here. That gives me the Vengeance next turn for like a Jinx. We might be okay here. Oh, they do have the Lulu, so that means that they don't have a second Chompers, right? That's what that Lulu means. This Vengeance has to be for the Jinx. Oh, that's so good.
Oh no. That's so good. That's gonna clear the whole board. Oh, I really want to do this for Jinx, but I don't think I can. I think I have to kill this Lulu. I think I have to kill this Lulu so that the opponent cannot kill my ramp. I guess we have Flash Freeze to accomplish the same thing. Because the awkward part here is that the It That Stairs is going to make it so that we cannot... It's going to get rid of our own ramp, right? Yeah, so we have to Vengeance there right away. Otherwise, you would have gotten the value here. The opponent still gets a free trade with the Chompers into one of my units. But we can block the rest. And we can actually block with the faces. Because we know that the face is going to die to the 8 that stairs anyway. And I absolutely have to 8 that stairs, right? I have to absolutely 8 that stairs even if he's messing up my ramp. Because this board is way too heavy. So the opponent gets to kill one of my units here. Gets to pull the Spiderling with the other Flame Chompers. We get to block any one of these. It doesn't matter. But what if the opponent has a Pokey Stick? What if the opponent has a Pokey Stick and we lose the ramp on the faces of the old one? Oh my goodness. Do I have to play around? Because, okay, so Pokey Stick beats me if I block here. Mystic Shot beats me if I block here. Do I have to just take the damage and play around the Mystic and the Pokey Stick? Because we have to hit that stairs next time. I think we lose. If we cannot hit that stairs next time, I think we lose. So I think I have to let it go. This is so crazy. I'm gonna attack here first, see if the opponent is greedy enough to develop anything. Yeah, because this was gonna die anyways. Maybe the opponent is greedy enough to develop something here. And then the that stair comes down and anyways and we're chilling. You can't develop anything here, opponent. Don't do it, Tialkos. Don't do it, Tialkos. This is my Smurf. I see that you're in 500 LP. You have a way to win this if you don't do this. Oh. I mean, I want him to do it. That's actually pretty good. It keeps the Mecha Forcer alive. It keeps their Mecha Forcer alive, right? Because it gives everything +1/+1. I respect it. We have access to Flash Freeze and Harsh Winds. So... And then eventually next time... I guess we should do Harsh Winds so that we can do Feel the Rush next time. Right? We can do one or the other, but not both. We should have done it now. Because now the opponent's gonna have... Yeah, opponent's gonna have access to... It's actually better to go double Flash Freeze, I think. Right? I think it's better to go double Flash Freeze. He blocks the most damage. We only take 3. We go Feel the Rush. Yeah, double Flash Freeze blocks the most damage here. We still kill the Chompers. We go Feel the Rush, and the opponent's gonna be forced to block. We are at 8. Oh! We are at 4. So if the opponent has Burn, we lose the game, right? Get Excited and Pokey Stick. Double Mystic. Yeah, so now it's just a Get Excited. The opponent gets to Get Excited, they win the game. We tried. Oh. So, because if we did the Harsh Winds preemptively, this still gets buffed up by 2, and the opponent still goes for the Purple Berry, right? So we're still in a really bad spot. So our only out here is gonna be us getting Atrocity. The impact is not a problem because we're gonna have to Harsh Winds the impact units. But the opponent can still play... the opponent can still do the same thing, right? And they get ads. Okay, well, they have to block, though. They have to block. So they have to block, so they're gonna have to lose this. And they got a double Jinx! Come on! GG's. We tried, right? We tried, but the opponent got a pretty good Mecha Yoro there. Was smart enough not to develop that Jinx on that turn where they were thinking so much. So, congrats. In this match, we're going against Ekko Jinx. Now, Ekko Jinx could be a little bit problematic for us. I like this whole hand, except for the voices. Actually, I'm not gonna keep the Feel the Rush. I think I'm gonna go Faces, hit the stairs. Vengeance is great. Vengeance is great. Hit the stairs is great because it lets us clear the opponent's whole board. Since we didn't get any ramp, I wonder if it's actually just correct to Battle Feast this, to be honest. 100%. Since we didn't get any ramp, I'm gonna just Battle Feast this. I know I can play the Faces, but then that's just giving them free value. This allows me to take as little damage as possible. We go Faces next turn, and we're still okay, because playing Faces this turn doesn't really ramp us into anything. Of course, we ended up getting the Catalyst, so technically we have gotten us somewhere. But I still think this is correct, because that way we stopped ourselves from getting aggro down. So the Battle Feast ends up being pretty clutch, in my opinion. Now we have enough mana next turn to actually Vengeance, if we need to, against one of their champions, whether it's Jinx or Ekko. Vitus is not bad. I'm gonna start with Quietus. If the opponent tries to be cheeky and pass, I'm gonna start with Quietus on the Chronomancer. Just if I keep their board smaller and smaller, they won't be able to present lethal to us and put pressure on us. The other option is the opponent open attacks, we can Battle Feast. And it's still pretty nice, right? We get to heal this back up, we get to ramp. Boom. So we get to still be at 20 HP while also clearing 2 other units. So it's pretty nice. Let's see. Careful prep. Gives him a time trick, but the opponent just moved the time trick away from the top of their deck. So the top of the deck could be anything. Another falling feline. Whatever they predicted is going to be right here. We have 7 mana. We can just keep our mana for the Vengeance. I'm going to Quietus now. Because why not? I'm going to Quietus now. Just keep the board small. There goes the Ekko. We Vengeance now because the opponent has no access to the Chrono Break. And that's one Ekko out of the way. Next turn, we have Hit the Stairs to kind of do the same thing. Boom, boom.
That cat I rescued this morning.
Now, I don't know if that... I didn't keep track of where the Ekko came from, right? Oh, nice. So they're trying to predict. It might be a Jinx. Honestly, it might be a Jinx in their hand.
Just you and me, Fishbone.
Okay.
And them.
What are the chances? What are the chances that the opponent has another unit in their hand? Okay, what could they have? Scrying Sands? I still like the Hit the Stairs. It kills the Jinx if the opponent doesn't level her up. And if the opponent levels her up, opponent still cannot attack.
I'm on a roll.
So opponent still cannot attack into the Hit the Stairs. The only problem here is that it keeps the Jinx alive, right? We can kill her if we top deck another Hit the Stairs, or if we top deck an Avalanche. But we are at 20 HP, so the problem is how much draw they're gonna get. They're gonna get a lot of draw. They are gonna get a lot of draw. Yeah. They cannot attack. They get 2 draw out of here. We don't have access to... You can feel the rush next turn. Oh, that sucks, because that means that they're gonna have to purposely go for something that's cheap enough for them to trigger the Jinx again. I don't want to play this Wild Mysticism until the opponent kind of commits to cards that will allow them to get the Jinx of it. Okay. So now I know that the opponent doesn't have access to a Get Excited. I think I just passed. I think I don't play the Mysticism until after the opponent does that. Yeah, now they did that. I'm gonna pass again. What if the opponent decides to not play the Rocket? Yeah, so now we can play the Wild Mysticism. We have access to Harsh Winds. We have access to Harsh Winds, allowing us to not take any damage. We can feel the rush as well. I think it's always going to be the Harsh Winds, though. Force the opponent to have... I don't think I Harsh Winds anymore. Because the opponent... I don't think I Harsh Miss anymore. I think I just feel the rush. If the opponent has access to the Chrono Break, we still have 3 blockers because of the Feel the Rush. Oh, wow. I think I just do like this. Yeah, I think I just go like this and go Feel the Rush. I still, even if the opponent has Chrono Break to rally, I still have 3 blockers. It has to be Rattle Negation for this play to get punished. It has to be Rattle Negation. Now, the problem that I have here is if the opponent has a Get Excited in their hand. Because if the opponent has a Get Excited in their hand, they can do 7 damage this turn. And if they top deck another Get Excited, they do another 7 damage next turn. This is actually good because the opponent doesn't get a pick of what they're predicting into. It's bad because if it's Chrono Break, now the opponent is pushing 6 damage here. And he was a Get Excited. Wow. So now here's the question. Wait, no, we're still fine, right? Because even if the opponent gets another Get Excited, they have to play the Get Excited first, which still gives me the action to attack with all my Overwhelm attackers and win the game. So we definitely just go Ice Pillar first. There's no out that the opponent has here to actually kill us. They will have to have Get Excited into the rocket. And they don't get there with only 1 action. Yeah, they don't get there with only 1 action. Unfortunately for them. So we go like this. We win the game. There you go. Woo! Close. Very, very close. Man, those Get Excited always scare me, right? Because Get Excited into... Like, Get Excited into the rocket is like 7 damage. And you can do the same thing again next turn. So all of a sudden it's like 14 damage in 2 turns. But we barely got there, so GG's. In this matchup, we're going up against Lurk. Now, we do have like Vengeance and other things that are really nice against Lurk. I'm actually going to keep this Quietus. Because if the opponent... I can stop the opponent from lurking on turn 1. There's nothing that they have that could survive this Quietus. That's even better, because the opponent's going to predict into a Rek'Sai. That's even better. So now the opponent misses the Lurk on turn 1. Whether it's Rek'Sai or Pike, we gotta hope that they pick one of those 2. Because now it's going to be a lot more difficult for them to have that back into the top of their deck. Unfortunately, I like the faces here. That's unfortunate though. So maybe we have to just save the mana for the Mysticism. Wow. Alright. I respect it. I respect it. At least I can stop the damage from this. So it was the Rek'Sai, by the way, that they chose. It was the Rek'Sai that they chose. They missed the Lurk, so they made the correct call of pulling this with Rek'Sai, otherwise they wouldn't have been able to kill it. So they missed the Lurk. We can play the Wild Mysticism. I like this better because it gives me a blocker compared to saving mana for the Voices of the Old One. We can play Trundle next turn. I don't think we actually play the Voices anymore because it just taps me out of too much mana. I think definitely the mistake was playing... I did forget about the Hammers now. I think it was always correct to not play the Faces just because of the Hammers have value. It's kind of funny that they missed the Lurk last turn though. So... Alright, we can block that Sharkling. Can block that Sharkling. Opponent predicts again, so they didn't like what they hit with the Bakai.
When we look ahead, we know how to
We still
prepare.
just block this, and we're gonna have Trundle, which ends up becoming a huge blocker as well. Or we can just ramp now if the opponent open attacks. If the opponent open attacks, we ramp. Although I think it's actually just better to still play Trundle, by the way. Because if we play Trundle, we have 7 mana next turn, plus 2, so it's going to be 9. We ramp, that takes 5 away, we're left with 4. and on the opponent's next attack turn, we have access to Feel the Rush. I guess it's the same, whichever way we do it. So if the opponent opens, we definitely just ramp. If they don't open, we do this.
King of Trolls coming through.
I think I like the Trundle. It does have access to regen, so it means that we don't get punished by the Undertide. Like, we can always bring this back. Opponent even decides to let us keep the blocker. That's cool. We can Catalyst. I hate Catalyst. I hate doing the Catalyst, but I think I absolutely prefer to have the Feel the Rush next turn, right? So I think we're gonna Catalyst. We can even play Quietus, and then next turn we can Feel the Rush, and my units are gonna be way bigger than what they can do. I think I'm gonna Quietus this now, so that the opponent cannot pull the Trundle away with the Chronomancer. Now, the Trundle is potentially just gonna die to this. Oh, it's just Pike. So that lets me attack now, right? So now we can attack here. You can block with the Under Titan, but it's gonna just make it have less health. We can block one of these guys with this guy. And then we play Feel the Rush. You have to open attack. You have to open attack, because otherwise you're losing to the Feel the Rush. Crazy.
Looks good to me.
I'm not gonna bother doing the Ice Pillar. You get to kill one Trundle, but you're not able to kill anything else. So yeah, he can pull with the Rek'Sai to kill this Trundle, but the rest of his units cannot do anything. What? What is this pull? You're relying on hitting the Lurk on top of your... You're relying on hitting another Rek'Sai on top of your deck for that Pike to be able to kill this Trundle. Just kill the Trundle for free. Okay, cool. So you're also gonna give me the Pike? You even missed the Lurk now, so you're gonna give me the Pike, and this should be game? I'm confused. I guess you could have Bone Skewer, and yeah, I'm confused, opponent. GG's. Hey, welcome back, everybody. I just want to say, I'm the best Legends of Runeterra ever. Nobody else can top deck that stairs like I did. Just good players, man. That's just good player stuff. Sometimes you gotta play for your outs, and I guess technically we're not even playing for outs. It was like a Hail Mary. We either get it or we just lose, because the opponent will have gone way too wide on us in the next turn to win the game. I guess Avalanche could have also been decent, but Avalanche would have cleared the whole board, so we still have been in a pretty bad spot. So, I'm sorry for that poor Elise Gwen player. Sometimes you just go against a master of the game like me. But anyways, you kind of got to see how this deck can kind of control and just ramp up and do ramp things, right? Go Feel the Rush, go your Hit the Stairs, how critical it is, etc. In terms of mulligan, I'm just looking for my ramp. So Faces of the Old One, Catalyst of Eons, and Wild Mysticisms are my go-to choices in terms of ramping. I think you just want to ramp early on and be ahead in mana than your opponent. That will open up your room to be able to clear the opponent's board with stuff like Hit the Stairs, as you saw us doing there multiple times throughout this video. Aside from that though, obviously you do want to keep at least something to ramp up to. Like if you already have a good enough ramping hand, then that's when you consider keeping the Hit the Stairs, or consider keeping the Shield Wonders or the Feel the Rush. That way you can actually have a goal to ramp up to, because sometimes you get some awkward hands where you get all your ramp, but you don't get any of your really expensive stuff. So just gotta keep that in mind as well. But that's enough for me today. I recommend you practice this deck, either you play it or play against it, because you are going to run into this deck in the season, right? Guarantee you. If you liked today's video and our content, make sure to like it below and subscribe to us. We post a lot of videos every single day. You can also find us on Twitch at Sirturmund. We stream every now and then, and you can also find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to those are both in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.